Hello, so this is Pante, and today is gonna be like a little bit of relaxed day, because today I want to talk about emotion. Yeah, emotion, and one particular aspect of emotion that I have been like regularly practicing is emotional intelligence. So practicing emotional intelligence. So what does this mean? Practicing emotional intelligence. So there's a tool called ruler approach. So IULIA, like a ruler, ruler, and ruler approach, but each of the letter is like the first letter or something that you can use as a tool. So what is the ruler approach, right? So let me describe you an example. Today I feel like a little bit of energy drainage. Like actually, like I have that feeling. I think like also in yesterday and today morning it's also like I'm in the mood of like lacking energy. I don't want to do anything, something like that. And that is the first step. Like I realize it, I recognize it. So there is like recognition. Recognition is the first up. And why this recognition of the feeling is important? Because like sometimes we don't realize what is happening inside of us. We don't even know like we are feeling some intense emotion. Like we may not aware of ourselves, but we keep on going and going. If we just don't like recognize it, what happens is like we push ourselves too much. Like you want to cry inside, but you smile outside. You will avail like when you have to meet with other people, and you will lose your self identity gradually if you don't like express this feeling. I don't mean like you have to like add out all, but it is more of like you repress the feeling, the emotion inside you, like Jenny in a bottle. Like Jenny don't want to be inside the right inside the lamp, but he has to stay and let somebody push the lamp and like let him out, something like that. You are pushing your emotion inside you, and you are repressing them like so much. So like yeah, if it is like Barca one day, then you will really collapse. So the first step is really important to recognize it. So to recognize it, we have to practice self-awareness. Self-awareness is like you know what is happening inside you. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I don't necessarily mean like you have to be like wrong, like to recognize it. You can be like also like I'm feeling alright, something like that also. It doesn't matter. It is just you recognize a state that you are in, like whether it is pleasant or it is unpleasant, it is high energy or it's low energy. Like it really like doesn't matter. What matter is you recognize that you are in that state. Okay, so let me move on the second one. The second is are you, right? So you is understand. So to understand the emotion, like where it's coming from, like why it's happening. So for me, yeah, I have some disappointment, and it is just in my mind a lot, and it come to me like regularly. The thought just knocking me on the door. I'm like, okay, you are here again, and I cannot let it open. I just like this disappointment stay there. It is something like on my mind for a long time, and then now it's happening. So I'm like, yeah, totally drained off energy. So I first recognized, and then I asked like why I'm having this emotion. So why? Because of this something, this disappointment. It is on my mind for a long time. So I trying to understand it. So for you, you can also like ask yourself like if you have an intense emotion, even it's like it's a fantastic day. You may feel like that, but you have to also understand why it's fantastic. Like why so? It is like your like regular habit, regular emotional state, and if you like map these things on a regular basis, then you will know yourself like your emotional pattern more. So there is understand, and IUL is labeling. So I think that is a word that we Myanmar we don't we are not very rich in emotional language. Like we may have word for like anger, sadness, crying, happy, ecstatic, maybe like grateful. But I cannot think like enough like words sometimes to describe the granularity of the emotional experience. So what do I mean by granularity? Granularity is like emotion also like different state, right? Different state. This ruler approach is developed by Yale University, and it also like has something called mood meter, right? So in the mood meter, it is like two axes, x axis and then y axis. In the x axis, one is like pleasantness, and then unpleasant. And in the y axis, there's like high energy and then low energy. Okay, so he said like this in the axis we call like pleasant and then unpleasant. So why so? Because they are not like good or bad, right or wrong. No, so there is no like good emotion or bad emotion, right emotion or wrong emotion. It's like just pleasant for now, and then not pleasant, so unpleasant. And in the y-axis you call it like high energy and low energy. So you have high energy, like high energy, and then maybe pleasant, they're like happy, like fantastic, something like that. And then low energy pleasant, they are more like peaceful and calm. And if you come to this side, this high energy unpleasant is like anger, right? And then anger, and there are also like other state, other word about labeling word. And then in this below like low energy unpleasant is more like sad, forlorn, mad, something like that. So these are like mood meter, and if you search for the like mood meter, then you can really can know more words to describe your emotional state. So that is the part of labeling, and they're trying to use this ruler approach in also like school children, and they trying to teach these children this emotional education, like to have to aware and to regulate their emotion, right? So this labeling part is very important, and I think for us, like for Myanmar, for us, we also need this granularity, like labeling correctly our emotional state. And it is like you have the exact language to describe what you are feeling. Sometimes we listen to song when we are like sad, or like we don't even know what emotional state we are in, so we listen to a song and we try to relate it, and we try to like understand our emotion. And that is also like because we don't have the language, the word to describe our emotional state. So I think this is something that we need to work on really hard, like to have words for our feeling, for our emotion. So there is L, and then E is express. So I think express is people nowadays. I think people they trying to express more. Of course, that there are also some people who repress their emotion, but like people kind of like understand that it is right to let out their emotion, to express themselves freely, authentically, sincerely. And for me, like expression, for me, for example, like if I, as I said before, I'm like mood train. So today, so I would talk about that to my sister, and I would like, okay, my mood is down today. So it's like, if you're asking me for something, then like I may not have energy to do it. So don't yeah, don't put your expectation high, like to ask me something today, I'm not available, okay, I'm not online, something like that. I will express that, and I ask myself like, what do I want to do? Like I'm really down, right? So I don't want to do anything. I just want to like take a rest. Maybe if it's like regular day, if I'm another emotional state, maybe I may choose another method to express. Like if I have to express or not, is like express mean like express out. Okay, express out, or I just let you know, meditate inside me. That depends on the like that day. Okay, but for today, I choose rest and sleep, just to let my brain like rest for a bit. Okay, and the final is R. R is called regulate. So I think this part is like an important part, a very important part, like to regulate your emotion. I also think like it may be a little difficult for like somebody, like because like sometimes like you know like you angry, but it is after the action. I mean like after you add out your anger, like you realize, oh, I'm angry, something like that. In some state you are more like, I'm angry at the person before the action, something like that. And that may be like you may not even like you know let the anger sit with you. You just have the thought, and then you are like, okay, this is gonna be like I gonna have an angry thought, so I don't do it. And the fourth may be like you don't even have that kind of high intensity emotion. So these are four states. And this is taught by Dr. Rick Hansen in the book The Brain. It's a book, so if you are interested more, you can explore it. So these are four states. Why I am describing this four state and connect with this ruler approach? Because like the R is really important, and how to regulate, like to what state do we regulate? We want to regulate to the first state where like we are like really in the state of like knowing it. But of course I also know that it is very difficult, so maybe that state you have the thought and you just like recognize it at first. And the second state, like you are angry and then you know it before your action. Maybe that step is also important because you don't want to go to the first step. The first step is more of like, there's a fire and I have to fight. There are like enemies and I have to fight, that kind of state, and you are fighting it. After the like fight, you just regret everything, something like that. So you may not want to be in that state. So you want to regulate to which state. There's like you can choose. For me, I'm trying to be in the fourth state, but it is really difficult, and maybe I'm in the third state right now. I'm thirsty. I have the thought, and I'm before like adding it, before turning into very intense like state, I regulate it. So for me, it is more like breathing, meditation. These are like how I regulate myself. Because maybe also nature. Like I like to look at the sky and just kiss the clouds. They are kind of like nature therapy for me. So these are what work for me. And also color sometimes. Like just paint it out. Or sometimes it may be a song. Like I can sing, or maybe I describe it with my body movement. It really depends on the day. Like if I have enough energy to move, like really move, then I would just do it. Or maybe just paint something. But sometimes I would just breathe. Yeah. So I've described like a few techniques to regulate it. So you can choose the method that works for you. Like it can be different for like many different people, but you can choose one. And yeah, I hope you have like one on your mind. It is not when it happened, you kind of like emergency, and you kind of like what is my emotional regulation strategy, like where is my coping strategy, something like that. You don't ask, you already have to practice it, and you need to be like practicing it regularly. So when it comes out, you just like know what to do. Like it is really important, like the regulation state. So that is the ruler approach. So to say it again, R is recognizing, then recognize, and U understand, L labeling, and E is express, whole expression, and R is regulate. So these are 5 words, and I hope you remember which are the 5 words after you listen to this. Okay. So today that's all, and yeah, I hope like you can practice you will be reflecting your emotional state and emotional intelligence after listening to me. And have a good day. Yes, have a good day, and also have a good night also. Bye bye.